Hello everyone, Splitgate Arena Reloaded is right around the corner, and thanks to the guys at 1047 Games, myself and other content creators had the chance to play the game early for 3 hours. In this event we had access to pretty much everything besides ranked play, however I didn't check out any of the map making stuff as that's never really been my thing, so what you'll see from me today is the standard PvP multiplayer experience, some new weapons, some new maps, how the game has been reworked, the new menu systems, loadouts, the removal of factions, and tons of other stuff. So let's dive in immediately with the new menu music because it sounds awesome, and while we're in the menus we'll take a look at the new battle pass as well. Like I said, the menu sounds amazing, and as you can see, we've got new UI in the menus as well, which I showed in my previous video. Now this is our first time looking at the new battle passes. There is 3 tiers to the passes. There's the free tier, there's the premium tier, which is purchasable for $10, and then there's the ultra tier, which is $20. Pretty standard pricing. These are the prices that I would come to expect for battle passes in shooter games now. Anywhere between $10 to $20 is usually what you're going to be paying, and the stuff in here is really cool anyway. I was using this character that looks like the Black Power Rangers, kind of like the Black Ranger from Dino Thunder or SPD. It's called Character 77. His unlock level is level 7 of the pass, and he's part of the premium pass. And the cool thing is his ultra version is like the White Ranger, so I just thought that was really cool, and I saw a lot of people using these 2 characters while playing the test. There's tons of other cool weapons, character skins, emotes. You get split coin in here, you get Prolemium in here, which is the other currency. Prolemium is now also earnable by playing, so we'll breeze over this section and dive into what's next, which is all the characters in the locker. There's tons of skins here. As you can see, I'm sure there'll be more to come, some really cool ones, but most importantly, this character, the T200, the original default character that you started with from the original Splitgate, has been remade in Splitgate Arena Reloaded. I almost said Splitgate 2 then. Yeah, it looks better than ever, and I used this in the test as well. So with him selected, let's dive into our first match, which was actually on Hammerhead, the new map, which is a moving vehicle. We were playing Team Fiesta, which is a mode that was already in Splitgate 2 and is in tons of other arena shooter games like Halo, for example. You spawn with random weapons every single time you respawn, and it's first to get 50 kills wins. The map, as I said, is it's like a giant moving mammoth convoy vehicle thing with portal walls all around it, and you're kind of like going across this giant desert as the backdrop. Really cool. It's unique for Splitgate, and in fact I don't think Halo actually has any moving maps. I haven't seen many arena shooters with moving maps. I think this is more of a homage to some very old Unreal Tournament style maps and things. I know that the one of the lead map designers and gameplay designers at Splitgate were talking about the inspirations for this, and I believe Unreal Tournament and Quake were some huge inspirations for some of the newer Splitgate maps, so I'm sure people, especially older people, will be happy to hear that. It's a pretty small map overall, but it plays really well. I got to play it a handful of times and had fun, and I definitely think people will enjoy this one. I don't know if it'll work for objective modes. I think we did play King of the Hill on this, or Domination as well, and it kind of worked, but mainly I think this will be a Slayer. You know, it's going to be your Slayer, Fiesta, One in the Chamber, Shotty Snipers. It's going to be good for those kind of modes, with maybe King of the Hill and Domination as well, but don't know if it will work for anything else that requires too many objective points. Also in the map pool is now Abyss from Splitgate 1. It was a fan favorite. It was redone in Splitgate 1 when they did their huge console release and an update to the game. And I believe the Splitgate 2 or Splitgate Arena Reloaded version kind of just ported it over and improved it here and there, adjusted lighting. It's very, very similar to how it looked in the original Splitgate. But it's a great map, so it didn't need many changes. Speaking of maps, let's just quickly go through some of the changes to the map pool. They are introducing 5 new maps, which you may have seen if you've been watching their updates, and 6 fully reworked maps, which now means that at relaunch there will be a total of 20 maps in the game, which is great to hear. That's a lot of content. And 3 primary weapons that have been added. Those are the machine guns, the LMGs, and 1 new power weapon, which was the railgun, which can also be seen in some of my footage and my previous video. Let's just go over some of the other changes in case you're unaware of them really quick. So the game now doesn't have factions anymore. It completely removed factions due to popular demand, and also abilities. Select abilities or equipment has now been refocused on like a classic arena combat experience. So there's like overshields, there's the hyper sight ability, there's the rush that Eros had. Those are now on-map equipment pickups, similar to, you know, Halo's overshield, or Halo's speed boost, or Halo's damage boost, or Promethean vision, things like that. It works really similar to like how Halo 5 and Halo 4 did their on-map pickups. There's new game types, new game modes, mostly arena modes, and now you can have a playlist selection of those modes. So if I only want to play like classic arena where everyone has even starts and we all spawn with ARs and carbines, I can do that. I can only search for that. Or if I want to search for that and loadout slayer, I want to search for shotty snipers, Fiesta, I want to search for FFA, I want to search for domination, King of the Hill, split ball, firecracker. If they bring CTF back, who knows? Teabag confirmed might come back. I can click all of those modes and search for them all. Also returning is the EMP grenade, which again you may have seen in my previous videos because it was added to one of the relaunch beta tests a few weeks or maybe even a month ago now. And portal overloading, which is where if you put both of your portals on a single portal wall, it will be temporarily blocked or overloaded, and the enemy team can't use it. It's a cool new way of using portals to block sightlines, protect areas, especially useful on those objective game modes. These are all great things that the game should have had at launch, and it kind of just like focuses on what Splitgate should be, which is that arena shooter experience where gunplay and map knowledge are the 2 things that are key, rather than relying on these like new gimmicks like the Sabrask wall and like the Meridian seeing through walls and things like that. Those were kind of gimmicky. It was too hero shootery vibey and people didn't like it. Now Splitgate Arena Reloaded is kind of a return to form, and it is that classic arena experience, and there's the loadout system if you want to play loadout based PvP instead. The game feels great on controller. I've been playing all of the tests and the creator event on a controller, and also the performance has been improved massively across the board, which results in better frame rates for everyone. As I know that, like, obviously at the start of the original launch, people were kind of complaining about the frame rates because of Unreal 5 and things. They've really worked on that, and personally, like, I capped the game at 180 FPS on ultra settings, and I was getting a smooth 180 on ultra. Probably could have got 240 if I bumped it up. So great performance on the game. And then a couple of other things. UI's been overhauled. There's new unlockable weapon cosmetics by playing and mastery camos, career levels, stats, and ranked leaderboards, and the ranked progression system has been completely overhauled as well. And finally, Oasis. So let's dive into that. Oasis has also been remade, a map from Splitgate 1, and it looks even better in Splitgate Arena Reloaded. I got to play this one a handful of times too, and I'm sure that many people will be happy that this one is returning. Honestly, I think they should be remaking like a bunch of the Splitgate 1 maps. Club Silo is another that I'm pretty confident they will be remaking, because that one was really loved in the Splitgate community. And then we also have maps like Helix, Lava Well, Pantheon, I'm sure that people want those to return, and I'm sure they'd fit in Splitgate Arena Reloaded, because it's just Splitgate 1 but better, which is what we all wanted it to be at the very beginning. That's kind of like everything that has changed. I might be missing a couple things. Oh yeah, just something that's come to mind really quickly. There's like a small portal trail when someone uses a portal to help readability and visibility of where people are portaling to and from, which is pretty cool. It's really subtle, but it does help. And there's also better audio cues to hint at where people are going to and from. So like tracking people who are using portals is a lot easier now, which is something that I'm sure many people will be happy to hear, because I think a lot of people were turned off by the portals, especially those players who are really good at using them. Now it's a lot easier to know where they're going. So you can kind of be prepared for them popping out at the other end of the portal. And finally, before we end this off, the game also now has a firing range, so you can test the weapons and loadouts of things before you go into matches. And I believe that's everything. Obviously, as I said at the beginning, I didn't touch the map creator. I know there's new things in there, like new materials, new customization, a bunch of new assets, new like sandboxes and like starting templates and things, but I personally didn't check that out, and I don't know if I will be doing at like launch, because Halo Forge was something that I like played around with a little bit but never really got into that much. There's many people that are far better at that than me, and people that kind of dedicate a lot of their time to it, so I'll leave explaining that stuff up to them. I'm sure there'll be some people that do dedicated videos on the map creator. So yeah, that is kind of everything. May have missed a couple of things off, but what I have right off are great changes anyway. So yeah, once again, thanks to 1047 for inviting me and all the other creators to play this early. It's very cool to be involved in this stuff, especially as someone who's been playing Splitgate since 2018. So it's been a long ride, and hopefully it carries on, and hopefully this game gains some traction again. I know that they're definitely making some changes to their marketing approach, which is great to hear. Had a very small conversation with the devs about their approach and what they kind of learned from previous marketing. They've said that they have no plans to do mass content creator marketing where they're paying the biggest streamers like Shroud and Scump and Jax Frags and Tim the Tapman and Nadestraight and whoever to play the game for a month. That's not the strategy anymore. They're now relying on people like myself and the other creators and players who genuinely have an interest for the game without being paid. And we just want to talk about it and get more people involved. And I think that's the best way forward, because that's how they grew the first game, is from a very small niche community that slowly, by word of mouth, content, Reddit posts, Twitter posts, videos, grew the game. And I think that's kind of the way forward with this one. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and I will have some raw gameplay uploaded without my commentary too. So if you want to watch like a full match of Oasis without my commentary, that will also be up on the channel, so you can check that out as well. Splitgate Arena Reloaded officially drops on the 17th. Yeah, if you take part, I'll see you then. And make sure to join my Discord server if you plan to, because we'll get some lobbies going together, because I know there's some people in there that want to play. We've got like 110 people in there, so we can easily get some lobbies together when this thing launches. Okay, goodbye.